to pick them up. I noticed that some of my friends didn't have a clear address plate or an address plate at all. I had circled the block 2 or 3 times before stopping and calling them and saying, "Where's your house?" And they'd come out of the door and say, "Oh, I'm over here." And one day I asked one of my friends, "Well, what would happen if you called 911 and there was an emergency? They wouldn't be able to find you." And we got in contact, because of this project, we got in contact with a fire lieutenant who said that this was indeed a widespread problem that they face and that it can be fixed.
So what did he recommend in terms of fixing?
Well, we are recommending a public awareness campaign, a multifaceted public awareness campaign that starts at the local level. Well, we are recommending to have high school students partner with the Fire Safety Education Unit, which is located over at Fort Taunton, and the fire lieutenant who helped us with this project, who helped us by providing his expertise, he helped us understand the workings and the goals of this safety unit, and they match our goals, which is to identify a problem, which we have, this the lack of clearly discernible address plates. We are going to try to, not fix, but we're going to try our best to correct these unsafe behaviors, which is making sure people post a clearly discernible address. And most importantly, we want to keep New Yorkers safe. We want to make sure that New Yorkers are safe.
So what were you first laid out the problem.
Yes.
And what was the next step after that?
Well, the next step after that was to do some research. And through our research, we found that there is actually a code in the New York City Administrative Code, which is part of the fire code in New York City, section 505.1, which states that all properties, be it residential or commercial, must have a clearly discernible address posted that complies with all the provisions of the code, which states that the address letters and or numbers must be at least 4 inches in height. They must contrast with their background. For example, black numbers on a white background or white letters on a black background. And they must be in Arabic numerals or alphabet letters. And they must be posted in a spot which is clearly seen from the street, or frontage space as they call it.
So if the responders, whether it's fire department or anybody else, they can't find the right location, they have only 5 seconds to find it.
Yes.
How often does this happen in terms of emergencies?
Orion,
this would be about 20% of the time, actually.
So that amounts to a lot of people or homes.
Absolutely.
Yes, especially in a city as large as New York City.
So are you going to individual people or companies?
Yes, we
to
are.
Find the correct address?
Yes. What we have done so far is we have contacted, we actually have 2 local merchants on board so far. They have agreed to post the code provisions, basic code provisions in their stores. We went to 2 stores up around here, our high school, and they do sell address numbers and letters that are compliant with the code. And we asked them, would you be interested in hopping on board with us and posting these code provisions to make people safer? We told them exactly what we told you. The statistic, as Ryan just said, 20% of the time, which is what the NYPD officer with the K-9 unit told us, 20% of the time he goes to a home or property which has no address plate or an address plate that's incomplete. And they said, sure, we'd be glad to partner with your proposal.
And
how long have you been on this project?
Been on this project about how long, Ryan?
It's been several months now. I would say about 2 or 3 months.
No, much more than 2 or 3 months. But I think we started the idea back in,
no, that was more like November.
Yeah, November. But since the time, we spent about 2 months or so trying to get this, we've been in the implementation phase for quite some time now. So, which is what they call, we're trying to get our idea out there, we're trying to get it known, we're trying to get our cause heard.
Well, what were your initial steps to implement this?
Our initial steps, which is what we told you, we wanted to